did you just... What just happened to that? Did someone just throw a rock at that? What was that? Trying to do an intro here. Jeez, come on there, motorcycle. Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, coming at you with more Endless Scrap Mechanic. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the finished product of the dirt bike, which is something that I made during a stream. So, of course, as usual, guys, if you were in the stream, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of it? It's a really cool dirt bike. I have made a lot of changes to it, so we are going to go over all those changes, as well as how it works, and run it around this really cool dirt bike track. But before we do that, we are going to be checking out this awesome four-wheeler. We're going to do a pace lap around the track that I've laid out in this new terrain tile, and then we are going to be doing some dirt bike laps, so it's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stay tuned. But let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, so we are going to start off in the four-wheeler right here. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It does feature the Derf mod pack, of course, so it does look really cool. You see it has like the wheel guards there. It also has like a rack on it, some reverse lights too, and it also has like a front rack here with a front guard. It's relatively simple though, but it is a lot of fun to drive. So it does have steering like handlebars there, which is really neat actually. It moves with the tires and with your little guy there turning the steering wheel, so I thought that was a pretty cool thing to add to this one. It also features the one key, which is kind of like an auto driving like wall hugger. So as you can see, it pushes the suspension down and you actually really stick to the ground, and I'm not even pressing W right now, and it kind of just automatically drives for you, so you don't even have to really think about it. So the purpose of the four-wheeler was kind of like a rock crawler creation, and the dirt bikes over there, those are more for the fun. So we are going to do a pace lap though right now of this track. So obviously, as you can see back there, the start line and finish line incidentally. So it comes around this first kind of horseshoe bend right here. You can see actually there are pegs over there. Those pegs are all over this map right now so that you can kind of have an idea of where you're supposed to go. So it comes up to this log bridge right here, which is not too difficult actually. The dirt bikes handle it very well. And it comes all the way up around this bit of a blind crest here, and like a slow bend to the left, and then a little jump right here. Now this one's kind of tricky. You want to be careful because you don't want to go flying off the edge right there ahead of us. Alright, so this is pretty much like the first kind of leg of the track right here, so it's really simple, but it does come right up to this really nifty looking banking turn here. I decided to make it so that you could come in pretty narrow though on the turn, so that way you could shave some time off. And then this is like the first jump section here, so the dirt bikes are really fun to take off these jumps. This four-wheeler is not very fast, so like I said, it's more of a rock crawler design. But it definitely handles the jumps pretty good as well. So after those little jumps right there, oops, let's flip ourselves back over, there we go. It also has self-flipping capabilities, which is fun. But that's just an accident, because normally it would probably just fly away. Alright, so after that first stretch of the track, it brings you all the way up here to this jump. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably seen this in the game yourselves, this new terrain tile. But I'm going to put the world download up because I have put pegs here all over this place to kind of, you know, direct yourselves, and it's really cool. So this is obviously not going to make this jump though, so let's kind of just hop over to the other side. Alright, so now we are on the other side, and I do want to mention actually that this terrain tile offers so much more than just what I've laid out, and that's why I think this one is really cool, is I can do so many things with the way this track is laid out, and I've made some choices, so that's why I think you know, you can actually download this world for a purpose, because you can kind of see the track that I wanted to design. Alright, so this is kind of like the speed bumps right here. You can see there's a whole bunch of them right in a row, so the dirt bikes, I think they handle those pretty good actually. So then we come along here, backtracking along the side of the other track here. So this is kind of a cool one. This is really dirt bikey. This is like a dip down right here with some rocks, so it's a little bit of a sharp turn. And that leads you all the way up to this area right here. So you're supposed to kind of go along this part of the track here, and you can see it cuts left really quickly, and then you just kind of jump down. So this is a jump that leads you to an extremely narrow portion of the track, so it can be a little tricky with the dirt bike. You guys will see in a moment though, for sure. I mean, clearly I'm having a hard time with the four-wheeler, but this is definitely supposed to be used with a much smaller vehicle that is very narrow. That was a cool way to turn around. I'm going to actually turn the thrusters on for this one, so that way we stop sliding to the right. Alright, so quickly making our way through here. Better get off of those walls. So this is obviously very narrow, but the dirt bikes have some crazy suspension on them. I'll show you guys in a moment. Alright, so once you are through the narrow section here, we move along this way real quick. And then this is obviously like the really bad like terrain section right here. The dirt bikes, every now and then actually I will get like a really lucky bounce and I will just clear the entire section, which is really cool. Alright, so we are gonna kind of make our way out of this little stuck spot right here. This is not good. And then the track pretty much just kind of follows along this left side here. Let's turn the thrusters on for some extra speed though. Alright, so now we are really cruising actually. So here we go, this leads you right back to the start-finish line right there, which is pretty simple actually. So that's the four-wheeler, that's the track we've got laid out, so there's only one more thing left to do, guys, and that is check out the dirt bikes right over here. Alright, so these three dirt bikes, these ones are actually the old design. They are lacking in a lot of capabilities, so I'm not going to be showing this one. This is just the one that I designed on the stream. I will, of course, put this one up for download, as well as the version 2, which is this one right here. So definitely something you guys should check out on the workshop. So let's check out this dirt bike, shall we? I'm going to turn it around here, and as you can see, it's got quite a bit going on actually. If we pull out the connection tool here, there's quite a few things that comprise of this dirt bike. So one thing I'll mention, of course, is it has like the independent fork steering on the front, and I decided to put 2 layers of suspension on the front here. So you can see there's one right here, and then there's a second longer one right above it. So this actually allows for some really cushioned landings. I've added quite a few thrusters as well, the very small ones. So here's one on this side, there's another one there, and there are quite a few on the inside of it as well. So they offer some really good turning, as well as like front roll and back roll, which is a lot of fun. So this is all used with a self-stabilizing suspension glitch here on the center. So as you can see though, there is a sensor that points to the ground on this side, and another one that points to the ground here. So those are forcing a suspension glitch, which can be found on the inside right here. They are forcing them into each other, which is causing it to stand upright. Now, one thing that was suggested to me by a fellow scrap mechanic player, Lars, he suggested I make these like basically a dirt bike that can lean into the turn. So I'll show you what that does actually. So normally when you're stabilizing and you try and turn, it kind of turns you away from the turn. But in this case here, if I show you guys the sensor down below here, if I try and turn left, you can see that the sensor actually picks itself up like that, and it causes it to lean into the turn. So we can actually do that again. Whoops, I guess you have to be in the seat for it to work. Alright, so there we go. You can see I can push the bike down into the turn left and right like this. So it's really cool, great suggestion, so thank you so much for kind of pointing that in my direction. Now another thing I did add was the tailpipe right here actually turns left and right. Now I know it does look kind of funny, but I was really running out of room. And that is what is actually causing the those sensors on the bottom there to turn up like that and then turn back down again. So you can see it does the same thing on that side as well. So it's definitely a huge addition to this build, and I was running out of space, so it's going to be the tailpipe. But that also actually controls the thrusters that you see right next to the back wheel there. That gives you just a bit of extra turning capability. And then there's the 1 key and the 2 key. So the 1 key is what you use to pop wheelies. Now this is mainly used for air control actually. So when you're in the air, you can actually kind of ramp yourself back like that, or you can do nose stalls like so as well. So I just figured that was something that you would probably want to be able to do with a dirt bike. So that's pretty much what the dirt bike has to offer. The old versions there don't have all of the thrusters as well as the in-turn leaning, so this is the one you definitely want to check out. It's going to be on the Steam Workshop. But so I think we should definitely just kind of try and do a couple laps here. It does drift around a little bit too actually because of those rear thrusters, so it can be a little tricky to drive. I would highly suggest, if you were going to be checking it out though guys, that you tap the steering. Only tap it, because once that wheel turns and then the bike leans into it, it really does bite into them. So definitely a little dangerous thing to do. Alright, so let's try and do this relatively quick here. I'm going to show you guys the difficulties that I do have sometimes with this bike while turning, which is kind of doing these flip 180s. So it's all about very slowly tapping it. See, it almost just took off with a 180 right there. Alright, so you can actually use the thrusters though. As you can see, I just use one like that, and then if you press 2, it tilts it back down, and you can clear those jumps very well. So this, oh man, guys, this dirt bike is so much fun. Alright, so see, that's what I'm saying. So every now and then you might even catch a little bump on the road, which will actually spin you around completely, which is really annoying, actually. It's kind of frustrating. But let's try and line this up here. Alright, clear that jump using the thrusters. And this is kind of like a trick bike as well. I'm going to be showing you guys, actually. We might as well go to the extremely large jump as well, so we can do some, like, motorbike big air contest thing. So there you go, that was the mogul little kind of speed bump test right there. It was not an issue whatsoever. Sometimes those pegs, though, oh man, those pegs will kind of get in the way sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let's try and just turn this around, wait for the bike to lean into it. So this is the weird little section here, that's a quick little 180. As you can see, though, the bike kind of does take off sometimes like that, and it spins itself. Alright, so let's carefully line this up. Left here, little jump. So here's the roll control, or not the roll control, the pitch control, which is very useful for those little drop-offs. So here we go. This is the dirt bike in this little narrow section. As you can see, it handles it extremely well. It's doing a much better job than the four-wheeler was. So there we go. Look at that, really smooth. Let's see if we can't clear this in one big bound here. Oh, look at that. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to do. So that was one big jump. We didn't even have to worry about it at all. And then we can obviously just kind of finish the track here. Look, see, oh, these spin. It's like, is this dirt bike trying to dance or something? I don't know. All right, there we go. Yeah, look at that, crashing in. So that is the dirt bike, though, guys, on the track here. So make sure you guys check out the world download for my idea of putting these pegs here and laying out some type of a track. Maybe you have a different vision for where the track can lead you down in this quarry. So now that we kind of raced around in this dirt bike, I would have to say, guys, it is time to take it off of a massive jump. Alright, guys, here we go. This is what I have been most excited for, is this huge jump with the dirt bike. Let's do this a few times, try and get some tricks here. Alright, very easy, smooth run. Okay, can we do a 360? Yes, we can. Look at that. That was absolutely beautiful. Alright, so the 360 was no problem. Now, what about a backflip? Oh, man, this dirt bike just goes up and down everything so smoothly. Alright, quick little 180. Here we go. Perfect. Alright, so we are going to try the backflip now. That is going to be using the one key, like so. Try a little dirt bike backflip. Here we go. Smooth sailing. Big run. Alright, here we go. Backflip. Come on. Not enough air. Oh, man. Okay, we gotta try that again. Alright, here we go, guys. This is backflip attempt number 2. I'm gonna try and press 1 sooner, maybe. Like right now. There we go. Oh, yeah. Keep the wheels going. Backflip. Boom. Landed it with a bit of a wheelie. Wow. Okay, no, that's just the bike glitching out. I think that backflip was just too epic for it. Alright, guys, so I think I'm going to try one more thing, and that is I'm going to try and incorporate the backflip with the flat spin, so it's going to be some type of crazy looking, I don't know, 360 spinning flip thing of sorts. I think it's going to be really cool here, so let's kind of just do that little quick 180. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to press both keys at the same time, lots of speed. Here we go. Alright, one other key. Yes, it's working. I held it for too long. Ah, you know what? That wasn't too bad, though. That's a pretty cool build, though, isn't it, guys? This dirt bike is absolutely fantastic. Look, you can just kind of hold W down like this, and look at this. You just cruise. It's really stable. I hardly have any issues with it. You can do tricks with it like this, you know, big jumps. You can use the thrusters in midair to control your flat roll and your spin. as well as all sorts of other things. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this dirt bike. It's probably the best motorcycle I have ever made. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the live stream, of course, every Saturday, giving me your feedback, as well as all of the extra input that you guys put after the stream. That is why my creations can be as good as they are. It's all thanks to you guys. So, of course, guys, if you did enjoy this build or the video, then make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed for Endless Scrap Mechanic, then you might as well do that, because that's what we've got going on here on the channel. And of course, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one, so bye for now.